Hey everybody, before we jump into today's vlog, I want to do a special announcement and say thank you because y'all, we reached 10,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. Y'all, my heart is overjoyed. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for every comment, every subscribe, every like, every share, every piece of encouragement. I could not have reached this milestone without you. When I started my channel 3 years ago, this was not even in my vision, in my cards. None of this was in my mind. I just simply wanted to start a channel to teach somebody very simply how to grow food. I wanted to be the resource that I could not find for me and just take people along by the hand very simply in a very teacher-friendly, safe way on how to grow food and how to start a homestead. That was my dream, my goal, my vision, and it kind of stopped there. But God has a way of expanding your territory. So thank you guys so much for being on this journey with me. Let's go watch this vlog. Hey friends, thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. I'm gonna be talking about your seed starting setup and how you can get these 4 tools that will even elevate your seed starting game just a little bit more. So if you're new to starting seeds, or if maybe this is your second year and you want to add some more things to your seed starting setup, this is the video for you. So I want to just say that I'm in my sunroom right now and I was out here thinking, okay, what do I need to do to get ready for my seeds? Now, I have a seed starting setup in my house because don't all gardeners? I have one in my house, but I ran out of room last year, so I had to put one out here. So this is actually my sunroom, and really, this is ready to go. I just need to kind of get all of this miscellaneous stuff out here, but pretty much it's ready to go for what I needed. So I fill up in my house first, and then this is like the extra. By the time we get to week 4 or 5, then I have to start putting stuff out here. 4 or 5, meaning 4 or 5 weeks before the last frost date. So if you are brand new to me, thank you for stopping by. My name is Barbara. I live in Tennessee in Zone 7B, and I am doing a weekly seed starting challenge. That means I start seeds every single week, and I have a video that I post up in my seed starting playlist where you can follow along and start seeds with me. And so at the time of this video, we're right in between week 9 and 10, 9 to 10 weeks before the last frost date. And so for some of you, you are behind me, so you're just now starting your seeds. And for some of you, you may be ahead of me. But when it comes to starting seeds, you gotta have you a good setup. So I'm gonna go through the basics really quickly, but I really wanna highlight the video on the extra things that it's not necessary that you have them to start seeds, but it sure will up-level your game. And y'all know, like I like to say, it's a game changer, okay? So let's talk about the basics, the very basics to start seeds. If this is your first time or you tried and you have not had success, 2 things that you must have, right? The basics. You need some type of shelf or place to put your seeds on. So this is I think a 6-shelf wire rack. You can get them at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, you name it, you can get them, right? And so you gotta have a place to put your seeds. And then the next thing that you absolutely must have are grow lights, okay? So to me, if you're starting seeds, if you have those 2 things, you can start seeds and be successful. Obviously, you gotta have seeds, pots, soil. That kind of goes without saying, because you need those things anyway if you are, starting seeds, outdoors. But if you're gonna start seeds indoors, you gotta have a place to put your seeds, some type of shelving, table, or something. But you need something where you can suspend and hang grow lights. So that's why I recommend this wire rack. Now, as we go into the video and I talk about the things that to me are extra, meaning you don't have to have them to start seeds, but this is a way to up-level your seed starting game. Everything is going to be linked below in my Amazon shop. So everything that I'm talking about is in my Amazon shop. You can go there and click on seed starting supplies and get whatever you need, want, and add to your collection, okay? So we got that out of the way. The basics are grow lights and a wire rack. Now let me say something about this before I move on to the game changer stuff. When it comes to light for your seedlings, I've had many people say, oh, I just put them in front of a window. Y'all, I'm in a sunroom it's nighttime when I'm filming this video, but do you see all those windows? Even if I had my plants out here on the floor in front of the window, it would still not be enough light. You must have some type of grow light if you want your seedlings to thrive and be successful. Putting them in front of a window that gets all day sun is not going to do it. It's not going, I don't care how much light you get in your house, how the sun comes in from the north, south, east, and west. It's not going to do the same as a grow light, okay? So I want to make that point clear. Okay, so now let's talk about the things that to me take your seed starting to another level. And I'm going to explain each tool and why I feel like it is a game changer. I also want to say as a caveat that when I first started doing seeds 3 years ago, I did not have all the things that I'm telling you about now. I say that because investing, and you have to think about it as an investment. If you're going to be starting seeds and you're going to be a real gardener starting seeds every single year, these things are an investment, right? And so I have gotten this stuff over time. And I remember the first 2 years, I felt like I just kept shelling out money. But this year, y'all, I don't really have to buy much. I don't really have to buy anything when it comes to seed starting setup because I have everything now. Okay, so let's jump into the 4 things that I feel like will take your seed starting setup to the next level. Number 1, and let me bring you closer. One of the first things I want to talk about is a heat mat. Okay, and so you can see this is what it looks like here. And this one goes the whole length of my shelf. And that is on purpose. Now, I do have some that are, and let me see, this is a 6 foot, if I'm not mistaken, 6 foot wide, if I'm not mistaken. And so this is going to be a little bit more pricier because it goes the whole length of the shelf. I do have some that are half this size, right? And so I have 2 in place. And there's a time and a place for that as well. But I really like the one that goes all the way across. And so how I utilize it is for those things that do better with heat when it comes to germination. Now, keep in mind that the 4 things I'm showing you are not a necessity to start seeds, but it's sure going to take you to the next level. What a heat mat does is going to get you germination faster. So there are certain crops for your summer garden that love heat and they're going to germinate faster with heat. Okay, that's your peppers, your tomatoes, your eggplant. Okay, those things germinate better with heat. And so they typically want it to be around 80 to 90 degrees. And if you don't keep your house that warm in the winter, then they will germinate. It's just going to be a lot slower. Okay, so remember I said it's not necessary, but it's going to make your seed starting go quicker and faster with a heat mat. Now, the things that do not require heat to germinate, so let's say something like your herbs, so like thyme, oregano, your flowers, they don't require heat to germinate. They can germinate in 60 to 70 degree temperatures, okay? So that may be the temperature of your house, so they don't need that extra boost of heat. But when it comes to your peppers, eggplants, and even some varieties of tomatoes, they can use that extra boost of heat to go ahead and get started and to get germinated, okay? That's where the heat mat comes in. You want to make sure that, this is my opinion, I wouldn't do a heat mat for every shelf that I have, right? So out here, I only have 1 heat mat. But inside my house, I have, I want to say, do I have 4? I think so. I think I got 2 racks that don't have a heat mat. And so I'm doing a rotation and I'm interchanging, right? So I'm not putting stuff up here that does not require heat unless I have the heat mat off. So that's why I don't need one for every shelf, okay? I would say if you can, bite the bullet and just get you one that is the same length as your shelf. That way you don't have the individual ones and then you have one side that's on, one side that's not, and all of that. But I would definitely say if you've been starting seeds and you don't have a heat mat, go ahead and get your heat mat. Now, if you do sourdough, like I do sourdough, a heat mat, a smaller one, is good to have in your kitchen because when I'm baking in the winter, my house is typically around 70 degrees on average. Your sourdough is going to go quicker and rise quicker and get activated quicker with warmer temperatures. So depending on the temperature in your house. So in the wintertime, I always put my starter on a heat mat and my dough and everything to just get it going a lot quicker. So heat mat is number one for your seed starting setup, okay? So let's talk about item number 2. It is an oscillating fan, okay? This is an example of one. You can buy the kinds that clip on to the thing. You can buy this kind that's small that can kind of go in between the shelf like this so I can move it around. It's portable. And then I also have one that is on the floor that actually, you know, is more isolated and it's bigger. But it can only get the shelves that are, It can only get the shelves that are near the ground, okay? So when it comes to the oscillating fan, again, here's the reason why you want to have one. Your seedlings need air circulation. When you are starting your seeds indoors, they are in your house. They are getting very little air circulation. I mean, the air is circulating in your house, but this mimics the wind, okay? So imagine if they were outside, they're getting wind, you know, backwards and forwards, and so they're swaying, and that is how your seedlings get stronger. It also, the air circulation also helps with making sure that you don't have a lot of damping off, mold growing, it being too wet. You want the air moving and circulating around your plants. Another trick that you can do if you don't have an oscillating fan is that a lot of people, when they see their seedlings, because, you know, as gardeners, we're checking on our seedlings like 5,500 times a day. I mean, I do. I don't know about you. But, you know, you just rub your hand across. Once you have, you know, true leaves and all that, you rub your hands across, and that gets your plants used to the movement and the sway, and it makes them stronger. You do not want your seedlings to sit up in your house without movement, without air, and then all of a sudden you're going to take them outside to plant them. That's not what you want to do. You want to get you a circulating, oscillating fan to move air around your seedlings and mimic the wind. Now, the one that I have on the floor in the house is bigger. So with that, what I have to do is I actually have to, you know, rotate trays. Put trays on the bottom level so that they can get that wind, so to speak, and then, you know, rotate all the way down. So the trays on the bottom go up and those on the top go down. So that is a way to do it. But I find that having one of these that I can move around, or even having one, you know, so that might be something that I can, oh, I didn't mean to turn it on, but, oh, it has 3 settings. I didn't even know that. Okay. So that might be something, not that I'm looking for something to buy, but I could buy a few more of these and just have one for each level instead of trying to do one. Because the battery doesn't last, the charge doesn't last long. It has a little hole there where you can like charge it up. It doesn't last more than a day at all. I don't even know if it may last 2 or 3 hours. So that might be something for me now that I have the main setup, is to get me a few more of these, and I can just have one on every level. But a fan is going to help you in your seed starting set up. So definitely add that to your list if you don't have that. Okay, number 3, the third thing to me that is helpful to just take you to the next level, and I didn't have this the first year, is a good sprayer. This right here is my favorite. I have gone through a couple of different ones. Right now I'm on this one, and I've been on this one for the past year. It works great. Now, I don't have anything out here. Let's see if I can just show you the spray quality in this thing. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I don't know if you heard it, and if you can see the spray quality. This thing is a bomb.com. Okay, game changer. Now, why is this a game changer? Because, now remember, I'm growing thousands of seeds. So, but when it's all said and done, these trays are full from top to bottom. 4 trays vertically deep. So I got a lot of plants. If I don't have a good sprayer, that means I have to take all of my trays and take them to the kitchen sink and spray them. Or take them outside when the weather becomes nice and spray them down with a hose pipe. Now, I still do that sometimes because, again, once everything is full and I'm spraying, I have to be kind of careful because I have different plants at different heights, and I will still spray these every day, but once a week, I will take all of the plants. If the weather is nice, I'll take them outside and do a hose pipe, or I will take all the plants and go to my sink and give them a good soak. When I say soak, meaning all the way through. But having to do that once a week is much different than having to do that every other day or every day. So think about having a good sprayer. That way you can spray your seedlings and go on about your way. Go on about your way, okay? So to me, this takes it to another level so that you don't have to keep taking trays to the sink to water your plants, okay? Number 4, and this, when I tell you, is a game changer, you need, I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need. You need this pulley system right here. Okay, so this is a pulley system. So let me show you, if you can see there, it has a little green button. So I just press the button and I can lower this and then I can raise it. Let me see if I can show you this way. It's hard for me to do it. Okay, you can see there that I raise it. So I can do it up here, I can do it down there. Here's the reason why that's important. Many people have leggy seedlings because the light is too far away when they're starting seeds indoors. When you are pro tip, when you are starting seeds indoors, the light, your grower needs to be 1 to 2 inches above the plant. If I am starting seeds, let's pretend like this glove, and I'm gonna put this all the way. Okay, let's pretend like this glove is the tray. Let's pretend like this is the pot with the seedling. Okay, so this is the pot with the seedling. My light is way up here. I don't know if you can see that distance, but it's almost the length of my hand. It's this much. That is too far for your light to be away when you are starting your seedlings. You want the light, let's bring her on down. And there's one on each side. Okay, so now can you see, I can barely put 2 fingers in between that versus my whole hand. So I have brought it closer. So the seedling is right there. The light is 1 to 2 inches above it. As the seedling grows and it starts approaching the light, then you raise the light. What's that song? Hold up the light. Hold up the light. And you raise it up as the plant continues to grow. So imagine this is a tomato plant, right? And you started it 8 weeks before the last frost date. It's going to keep growing and growing until you way up here. You way up here. Now, look, my hand, and let's see if it can go a little bit higher. Okay, that's as high as it can go, right there. And by the time it's all said and done, my plants are up here before it's time for them to go out. So if you struggle with leggy plants, it is because the light is too far away. Your plants are reaching for the light. They're gonna go in the direction of the light. So they are stretching and reaching. It's like, where's the light? Let me find it, let me find it. Oh, there it is. So they stretch towards the light. Versus if you have the light closer to them, they just grow straight up without all the legginess. Now, if you do not have a pulley system, that means you gotta keep taking your lights up and down manually. Meaning, however you have it hooked, with a zip tie or whatever, you're gonna have to undo the zip tie on each end, every row, and keep coming down. Can you do that? You can, but this is much easier. Right, so do you have to have this in order for your seeds to grow? No, you don't, but you do have to lower and bring your light up and down if you want your seeds to grow well. Now, whether you choose to do it manually or whether you choose to do the game changer version, that's on you. I'm showing you the game changer version in my Amazon shop. You need to get what I'm telling you, you need this. Okay. And so as you can see, if you can see, I have grow lights. I have 3 across, right? Because I am doing my trays vertically. So I am putting my trays in like this versus like this. When I used to do my trays horizontally, when I was growing less seed, I only had 2 grow lights. But when I moved to do them vertically, I need to have light all the way across. I do them vertically because I can get 4 trays across versus if I do them this way, I can only do 20 trays across. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? So to me, those are the things, those 4 things will take your seed starting to another level, and it's gonna make it more efficient for you. Now, I said I had 4, but I just thought about one more. This is the bonus, is a timer. I did not have this at first. I used the timer for the first time last year. Game changer. I'm telling you, if we gonna start seeds, y'all, and we're gonna be real gardeners and have a seed starting set up, this is the way to do it. Have you a timer and have it set. That way your lights come on and go off on their own without you touching it, right? So my lights on my plants come on at 6 a.m. and they go off at 6 p.m. 12 hours of daylight every single day. So I don't have to get up out my bed and turn on the lights at 6. When I come out here, it'll be bright, okay? It's already bright. There's already sunshine because the lights have come on. And then at 6 o'clock, it's like it goes black. They automatically shut off. So get you a programmable timer. All of these things are in my Amazon shop, and I'm pretty sure all of these things that I talked about today are probably, with the exception of the heat mat, less than 20 bucks a piece. The heat mat that goes all the way across, it's been a while since I had mine. I don't remember how much it is, but if I had to guess, it's probably $30 maybe. This right here, less than $20. Less than $20. The pulley system, I think, is $25. So whatever your budget is, maybe you can't get all 4. Get you one, save this video, write the stuff down, get the links, get them as you can, okay? So y'all, I hope your seed starting journey is going well. I hope that if it's your first time starting seeds, I hope that you have great success. Whatever questions you have, put them down below and I will pop back in and answer your questions because I want your seeds to be healthy. I want them to be strong and I want you to have an abundant garden. So definitely check out these things. I hope this video was helpful as we talked about the 4 things that's going to just take you to the next level on your seed starting setup. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know again what questions you have. Put them down below. Remember, y'all, this is all a journey. We keep learning as we go. We keep adding as we go, and we keep spending money as we go. But let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.